Hi, welcome back to this channel. We are going to start with chapter 5, hydrocarbon. In this video, we focus at the part of the alkanes first. Okay, after know how to draw the structure based on the name given, now we have to do the other way around. If the question gives us the structure, how we going to name the structure? So step number 1, we need to select the longest continuous carbon chain and then identify that the parent's name. So when we draw the structure, normally the longest carbon chain for sure is in a straight chain. But because this is easier for us. However, if the question gives us a structure and then you are the one who identify the longest carbon chain, do keep in mind that the longest carbon chain not necessary is the straight. It may be turn around. So for example, normally we say the longest carbon chain is from the left to the right. But if happens, sometimes in the question, it may like this. From the left to the right and then go up and then to the right, go down and then to the right again. There is the possibility. Okay, that's why here I remark here, not necessary straight chain. So after we already identify the longest carbon chain, then we're going to give the lowest number to the substituent or the functional group. So again, here means that you not necessarily start from the left hand side. Can start from the top or start from the right so that the lowest numbers is to the substituent. So when we give the number to the substituent, then in between the numbers and also the words, there will be a hyphen which looks like a dash. Then next one, step number 3. If there is identical substitute, we can use the prefix di to represent 2, tri to represent 3, and tetra to represent 4. So if the substitute appear twice, means that the number will appear twice as well to show the position of the substituent. So in between the numbers, we are going to separate by the commas. So step number 4, after we give the name to the substituent and we already identify the longest carbon chain, we have to arrange the substituent in the alphabetical order where we need to consider iso, cyclo, and neo. Now let's look at the tutorial question number 2. Name the following compound according to the IUPAC nomenclature. So from here we try to draw out the structure CH3, so this is the substituent with CH2, CH3, and then we have CH2, CH2, CH3. So at this condition, normally I will not write out the number of hydrogen first. So like just now we say that we need to select the longest carbon chain. So for this one, when we calculate from the left to the right, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if we number from the right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So and then up to the 4th carbon here, I have 2 options. Either we continue to the left or I go down. So from here, when we numbering go down here, this will be 5 carbon, the 5th carbon, and this is the 6th carbon. So in this case, 5 and 6, definitely 6 is the longest carbon chain. Okay, so we already identify the longest carbon chain is from here to here. Okay, and now we already settle to step number 1. Next, we need to go to step 2. Step 2 asks us to give the lowest number to the substituent. So the one which is not in the highlight, yellow highlight, means this is the substituent. So beside from numbering, follow the red color, we have another way, which is number from the bottom here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The blue color one will give us the lower number compared to in between 3 and 4. So means that we will number based on blue color. Okay, so in this case, we number based on blue color. So what is the name for this substituent? This substituent consists of 1 carbon and then is attached at the 3rd carbon. So I will note it as 3-methyl, and then continue with the parent chain. So it's 3-methyl hexane. Okay, let's proceed to next tutorial question, question 2b. So as usual, we write the structure out first, CH3, CH, and then have the branch, CH2, CH3, continue with CH2, CH2, and then carbon with CH3, CH3, and this one also CH3. So here is CH2, CH2, CH3, CH, CH2, CH3. So I think based on two experience from 2A, so basically we will have the idea that the longest carbon chain supposedly will be from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one will be the longest carbon chain. Then next, we need to give the lowest number to the substituent. This time, we may number from the right hand side here, because if this is carbon 1, then this one will become carbon 2. However, if we number from the bottom here, carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, the 3rd carbon only have the substituent. So we are not going to numbering from the bottom left. We will numbering from the right hand side here. So carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, carbon 5, carbon 6, and carbon 7. So we know the parent is heptane. Then from here we can see this is 1 substituent, 2 substituent, and 3 substituent. So all these 3 substituents are similar, which they known as methyl. So the methyl is at the position 2, and then another one also at 2. So we will 2, 2. Because in between numbers, we are going to use comma. And then 3, 4, 5, the 3rd methyl group is at the 5th carbon, so 2, 2, 5. And then all together we have 3 methyl, so we will use the prefix tri, because if there is identical substituent. So trimethyl heptane. So if you still remember, just now here we have mentioned between number and the words, we are going separated by hyphen. So number and words hyphen. So number and numbers are comma. So here there's supposedly no gap. Okay, here supposedly no gap. And also no any symbol. So this is the name for the compound B225 trimethyl heptane. Tutorial question 2C. So now as usual, we need to select the longest continuous carbon chain. So with the experience from question A and B, so we will notice this part and this part, the number of carbon are similar. So no matter you choose from the top one or the bottom, also has no problem. Okay, so we normally we will prefer from the top lah. So here is 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so these are the longest carbon chain. So then we already settled for the first part. So now we go to second part. Here we mentioned that we need to give the lowest number to the substituent. So means that we have two choices. We can number from the left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or we number from the right hand side here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So when we look at the first substituent, this is number 3 if from the right hand side. However, if from the left hand side, the lowest number that have the substituent is 2. So in between 2 and 3, definitely 2 is lower. So we will going to number based on the red color here. Then now we try to circle the substituent. So this is one substituent over here, and then here also have one substituent. So the name for this substituent is ethyl because consists of 2 carbon. So this one have a shape, so this is a cyclo, and then this shape consists of 3 carbon, so it's cyclopropyl. Okay, then now there is no identical substituent, so this one we can ignore for this question. Next, we go to step number 4. We're going to group the substituent according to the alphabetical order, including iso, cyclo, and neo. So in other words to say, for cyclopropyl, we have to consider the C. For ethyl, definitely consider the E. So C and E, C come first. So that's why the name for this compound is 2-cyclopropyl 4-ethyl hexane. So reminder again, in between numbers and words, we separate them using a hyphen. So here, number word hyphen, words number hyphen, words number words hyphen. So now let's say try to recall here di, tri, tetra, septet are ignored except iso, cyclo, and neo. Okay, so basically I will ask students to remember these 3 only is enough: iso, cyclo, and neo. So means that if you have dipropyl, okay, so the alphabet that you consider is P, not D, because di we need to ignore. But if you have isopropyl, you have to consider I. Proceed to tutorial question D. Select the longest continuous carbon chain. So for this one, when we look at here, involve 2 carbon, this one involve 3 carbon. So definitely we know that these are the substituent and they will not act as the parents. Okay, so the parents will be this cyclohexane. So then now the rest will be the cyclohexane will be the parents because this is the hexagon. Okay, then now we need to give the name to the substituent. This is ethyl because have 2 carbon. This is fluoro, and then here all together have 3 carbon. So based on the structure in your notes, the substitute with 3 carbon, there are 2 possibilities. Either is propyl or isopropyl. So when we look at here, there are 2 CH3. So if we look at the structure for the isopropyl, 1 CH3, 2 CH3. So then from here, we know that this substitute will be known as isopropyl. So like based on here, for the alphabetical order, we need to consider I. So isopropyl, we will take the I. Okay, then the next one is the iodo. Okay, so now we need to do the numbering. Maybe some of you will think that since the E is the nearest one, okay, so can we place this one as first carbon? And then this one will be second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, and this is the sixth carbon. So if you numbering based on this green color one, so we will have the substitute at 1, at 3, 4, and 5. So when this happens, so the total number 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is equal to 13. Okay, then maybe we can numbering another way is where we take this one as red color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if you number based on the red color one, so the substitute is at 1, 2, 3, and 5. So we total up 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 is equal to 11. Okay, then maybe some of you will think that then if like this possible, I number based on the right blue color one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so if we take 1, 2, 3, 4, the blue color one, the substitute is 1, 2, 3, and 5, which is similar with the red color one. Okay, so to avoid you confused, so we cancel out the green color one because definitely the number is higher than 11. So then next one maybe you can consider, because there is no similar or identical substitute, so step number 3 we can ignore. Then we proceed to alphabetical order. So since these two arrangements are the same, so maybe we will give the earlier alphabet as the lowest number. Okay, so which is the floral. So we will take the blue color one. Okay, then from here we know that after we already give the lowest number, then we have to follow the alphabetical. So in between ethyl, I, and F, ethyl E is come first. So and then the number at the ethyl is 5. So will be 5 ethyl. Then followed by F. So F is the first carbon. So 1 fluoro. And then we have 2I. So then we will consider the second alphabet. One is O and then another is S. So O come first. So will be 3 iodol, 2 isopropyl, cyclohexane. Okay, question number E. First step again, still select the longest continuous carbon chain. So as usual, we will try to go for the straight chain first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here we label first. This consists of 9 carbon. But because of reminder, let us know that there is not necessary the straight chain. So maybe we can try another way. Okay, so maybe we'll think that from the bottom here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one looks like not a straight chain, but from here we know that there is consists of 8 carbon. So then now maybe we'll think that can I go up? Can we go out here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So because of this is CH3 to the branch to the bracket of 2, means that one of them will be as the branch and then one of them will be as the substituent. So that's mean including one will be CH3. So all together again still the same 8 carbon. Okay, so we just like expand for this part. CH2, CH, and then CH3 2. Okay, so this is what I mentioned here. Carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, carbon 5, carbon 6, and then 7. Oh, sorry. This one is carbon 6 already because this is here. Carbon 5. And then with carbon 6, 7, and 8. So this is the branch. So the longest carbon chain is 8 carbon. Okay, then maybe we try to look at another way around. This one will be from the left hand side now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as well. So from here we already try a few ways. So if you have another ways, you can still continue to try. But then from this 4 method, we know that the longest carbon chain is 9 carbon. Okay, we already select the longest carbon chain in the previous slide, which is from the left to the right straight chain with 9 carbon. So the parent name is nonane. Okay, then now we need to go to step number 2. Number 2, we need to give the lowest number. So we can number from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or we have the other way around, is number from the right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So from here, if for the red color one, we have 3 substituent, and then we have 5 as substituent, and then 7 substituent. So the next one for the green color, still the same, 3, 5, and 7. So then now normally we'll look at the substituent. This substituent consists of 1 carbon, so we know it as methyl. This substituent, we use the sample one first, have 2 carbon, so it's ethyl. And then this substituent have 4 carbon. Okay, so if 4 carbon, there are a few possibilities: butyl, isobutyl, set-butyl, or third-butyl. So when we look at here, there are 2 CH3. So when we look at here now, for the isopropyl, we have 2 CH3. So means that the substitute for this group is known as isopropyl. Okay, if it is third butyl, so have 1, 2, 3. And then the carbon is third carbon. So have 3 CH3. Then the carbon is tertiary carbon. So when we already do the naming, so we need to follow the alphabetical order. So among these 3, E come first. So then we try to use the lowest number for the E as well. Since the number, no matter is follow the red color or green color, also the same. So then we will give the name as 3-ethyl. Followed by the alphabetical order, isopropyl, it's isobutyl because 4 carbon. So isobutyl, we consider the I, which is the 5th carbon over here. So 3-ethyl, 5-isobutyl, and then last 7-methylnonane. So reminder again, in between number and words, separate by the hyphen. Okay, last naming question that we are going to discuss. So when we look at shape, here is with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one is the parent, which consists the longest carbon chain, have 8 carbon. So which the parent is cyclooctane. Okay, then we have the substitute. This one is bromo, and then this is chloro, and then this is another substitute, which consists of 1, 2, 3, and 4 carbon. So again, we matching with here, it is impossible butyl. So if for isobutyl, like just now we say, we will have 2 CH3. So from here we can see that this is CH3, and then this part is CH2 CH3. So which is referred to the set-butyl. So this one is set-butyl. Okay. So after we already select the longest carbon chain, now we also already give the name to the substitute. Then we can go to we need to give the lowest number. Okay, since here we have 2 substitutes at the same carbon, so definitely we will give this as carbon 1, so that the number appear is 1, 1. Okay, then now we have 2 choices. We can either anti-clockwise or we can clockwise. So we try clockwise first. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we anti-clockwise, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So in this case, we are going to choose 1 and 4 because this is smaller number. So we have to clockwise. Okay, so then now we have chloro-bromo set-butyl. Okay, there is no identical substitute, so we can ignore step number 3. So for the number 4, we need to follow alphabetical order. For set-butyl, if you look at here, set is ignore, means that we will consider B-butyl. Chloro, as usual, consider the C, and bromo, as usual, consider the B. So now here we have 2B. Okay, one is butyl, one is bromo. Then we will focus at the second alphabet. R come first. Okay, R come first, followed by U. So that's why we will start with the bromo. So will be 4 bromo, followed by 1 set-butyl, and then 1 chloro cyclooctane. Okay, we already finished for the part of the naming. So hoping that after this video, you will have clearer picture how to name a compound and how to draw a compound. So we will see you in the next video, which we're going to discuss about physical properties of alkanes. Bye.